Happy Friday, everyone. I'm meteorologist James Parish coming to you from the Dick Goddard Weather Center. And so far this week, I hope you've been staying cool, and you're going to need to stay cool for the next couple of days because the heat and the humidity, it is still going to be sticking around for the start of the upcoming weekend. And believe it or not, we're going to be tracking some even hotter temperatures to kick off the weekend. But if you have not been a fan of the weather this week, so if you're a fan of lower heat, lower humidity, well, we do have that in the forecast as well. And Monday will be your day in the 8-day forecast. So let's go ahead and talk about the next 3 days. So this is your weekend planner. Today still looking rather hot and humid. High temperatures today, upper 80s and lower 90s. But if you've been outside today, then you know it's not only hot, but it's also very humid. So those feels like temperatures are in the low to middle 90s. Or excuse me, we'll be in the mid to upper 90s this afternoon. Saturday looks like it's going to be the hottest day in the 8-day forecast, so showers and storms will likely not impact your outdoor plans Saturday afternoon, but the heat and the humidity will. Remember, temperatures will be in the mid 90s on Saturday, but those feels like temperatures will be near or above the century mark, so we don't want to overdo it outside in the heat of the day for tomorrow. If you do have some cool activities planned for the upcoming weekend, just put them in the comments. Let me know what you're doing this weekend. I'm going to be working this weekend because I'll be here Saturday and Sunday evening. For Sunday, that's our transition day. Cold front arrives on Sunday. Still looks like it's going to be very warm, if not hot and humid out ahead of the front. But then as that front moves through, it'll bring in our next best chance for some showers and storms. So notice that chance of rain for today, rather low. But that chance of rain with the cold front on Sunday will be a little bit higher. But if you do have outdoor plans on Sunday, do not cancel them because Sunday will be far from a washout. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the impacts this cold front will have on our weather on Sunday. So yes, out ahead of the front, still going to be very warm and humid, and that heat and the humidity will be the fuel for some scattered downpours as well as some storms around midday or just thereafter. So as of right now, it looks like the highest chance of rain will be from noon until 6 o'clock in the evening on Sunday. But once again, we're not going to be tracking this big blob of rain on Sunday, so many of us may miss out on the rain Sunday afternoon. But once again, our next best chance of rain will be with the cold front on Sunday. Then there is the potential, with all the heat and the humidity that's going to be in the air for this cold front to work with, that a strong storm or two capable of producing some gusty winds and some locally heavy rain cannot be ruled out for places east of 71. So we'll keep a close eye on that threat for a strong storm or two Sunday afternoon. But here's what a lot of people are going to love about the front. It is going to kick the heat and the humidity out of northern Ohio. So yes, we've been tracking high temperatures near or above 90 degrees for the last several days, and those humidity levels for northern Ohio at times have been almost off the charts. But that heat and the humidity will exit northern Ohio Sunday night into Monday. So by the time you head out the door Monday morning, you will notice a big change in the weather, and from a humidity standpoint, it will feel much more comfortable outside. Still plenty of heat and humidity to go around northern Ohio right now. You can see the actual air temperature to the left as well as the heat index value to the right. So currently in Cleveland it is 88 degrees, but it feels like 94 once you factor in that humidity. The actual air temperature in Akron, Canton is 89 degrees, but that feels like temperature is at 94. Look at Worcester at 91, but the feels like temperature is 98 degrees, and at times those heat index values this afternoon will actually approach the century mark, or it could even top 100 degrees this afternoon. Heat advisory still remains in effect through 8 o'clock in the evening on Saturday. So once again, today is another wash, rinse, and repeat kind of day. It's going to be very similar to the last several days, where the heat and the humidity is going to be the rule and any chance of rain is going to be the exception. So you will see those feels like temperatures once again will top out in the mid to upper 90s. In some locations, heat index values will top 100 degrees. But look at that actual air temperature, only in the upper 80s and lower 90s for this afternoon. But once again, that feels like temperature, that heat index value is the number that matters the most this afternoon as well as this evening. So if you want to try to get some yard work done before the upcoming weekend, I'd hold that off until tomorrow morning, because you can see feels like temperatures or heat index values will still be near 90 degrees as late as 8 or 9 o'clock this evening. Now, a handful of us are actually being cooled off by some rain. we do have a front that's stalled out across parts of northern Ohio. You can kind of see where that line of clouds has really bubbled up across the area. That's where that front is. And out ahead of the front, we are starting to see perhaps a few downpours and storms develop, especially across Geauga County, Ashtabula County, and then we have one across Seneca County as well. And I do expect more activity will develop over the next couple of hours. But look at the coverage, very isolated in nature. So yes, we will be tracking some hit, but mostly missed downpours and storms this afternoon. And keep in mind, there's still a lot of heat and humidity out there right now, so any downpours or storms that do develop this afternoon, once again, could produce some gusty winds, some locally heavy rain, as well as some lightning from time to time. So some of us will have to dodge some raindrops this afternoon, but most of us will just have to worry about beating the heat. Now, Futurecast does say moving forward late this afternoon through early this evening, as that front will try to sag a little bit farther to the south, that the highest chance of rain will be across our far southern communities late this afternoon through early this evening. So I'm mainly talking about places right along 76 and to the south. So Medina, Akron, Ravenna, maybe even the Worcester, Canton, Carrollton, Youngstown, New Philadelphia, and Millersburg may end up having the highest chance for seeing a locally heavy downpour or a storm late this afternoon through this evening. Now, if you are going to the Guardians game, I believe they play the Blue Jays and first pitch is at 7:10. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 80s at the start of the game, likely going to be in the lower 80s, maybe even upper 70s for the final out. It's going to still be hot and humid for the game in Cleveland, but we're likely going to get this game in dry because that higher chance of rain will be shifting south the later it is this afternoon or early this evening. Now, as we lose that daytime heating, so as soon as the sun starts to go down, that chance of rain will start to taper off across northern Ohio. And tomorrow, for the most part, looks like a dry day, but that chance for showers and storms once again will start to go up as that cold front approaches on Sunday. Now, if you do look up tonight, you might see something pretty cool, or you probably will see something pretty cool. We're talking about June's full moon, which is known as the strawberry moon. It will peak after 9 o'clock this evening. So if you happen to be out and about or around town and you look up and see the moon, that is the strawberry moon. And once again, June's full moon will peak tonight, but it should remain, or at least should appear full through tomorrow morning and probably even through tomorrow night as well. Here's your 8-day forecast. 91 for today. A handful of downpours and storms cannot be ruled out before sunset. Tomorrow looks like a mostly sunny and just a hot and humid day. A high of 95, but remember, it's going to feel even warmer than that. Sunday will be our transition day. Sunday will be our last very warm, if not hot and humid day, before we finally see a brief break in the heat and humidity early next week. Do expect scattered downpours and storms to develop along that front early Sunday afternoon. Monday we should be dry and it's going to feel much more comfortable outside. So if you've really hated the weather this week, not a fan of summer, not a fan of the heat and the humidity, you are going to love Monday, and that's the day next week where you're going to want to get outside. Temperatures topping out back in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees on Tuesday and Wednesday. So that break in the heat and the humidity early next week will be rather brief. But another cold front looks like it's going to come through on Wednesday. This front will have similar impacts to the cold front on Sunday. It'll bring in another chance for some showers and storms, and it's also going to knock our temperatures down, which is why by the end of next week, highs may only be in the upper 70s and lower 80s. I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope you've been staying cool this week.